What does this letter say?
I thought Your Majesty just read.
I asked you to tell me what this letter says, my Lord Hertford.
The letter accuses Queen Catherine of dissolute living before she was married to Your Majesty, while she was living with the Dowager Duchess of Norfolk. There was two men, a music teacher named Henry Mannix and a gentleman called Francis Derham, and that her way of life was not a secret, that many knew of it.
Who wrote the letter?
It is not signed. Whoever left the letter says he only wrote it because he did not have the heart to tell you by mouth.
It's a forgery.
Yes, Your Majesty.
The accusations in this letter are maliciously intended. Many calumnies are published about well-known persons, are they not?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Nevertheless, my lord, I charge you to investigate the matter thoroughly. Do not desist until you reach the bottom of the pot.
Majesty.
In the meantime, the Queen shall be confined to her apartments with only Lady Rochford in attendance, until her name is cleared. My lord.
Majesty.
Sergeant, what is this?
My lady, you are confined to your apartments, with only Lady Rochford to attend you, for as long as it please the king.
Please! Catherine! Don't let them take me! John! Why? Why must I stay here? Please tell me. I don't understand.
Forgive me, my lady, but from now on there will be a guard posted just beyond the door.
Please.
Francis Derham, you are under arrest.
Arrest? For what? For what? I ask you!
I want to ask you some questions about what went on some years ago at Lambeth between Catherine Howard, as she then was, and two men. Henry Mannix and Francis Derham. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? There's no need to be afraid, Mistress Bulmer. No harm will come to you, so long as you tell me the truth. That clear?
Yes.
I understand that this man, Henry Mannix, was a music teacher. You ever see him or hear of him taking liberties with Catherine Howard?
Yes, sir. He told me he was in love with her. But I told him. I said if my Lady of Norfolk knew of the love between him and Mistress Howard, she would undo him, because she's from a noble house, and if you marry her, some of her blood will kill you.
And what did Mannix say?
He said, hold your peace, woman. My designs are of a dishonest kind. I doubt not I shall achieve my purpose. She said to him that he would have her maidenhead, though it be painful to her, knowing he'd be good to her afterwards.
And did he have a maidenhead?
No, sir, for she started seeing someone else.
And would that man be Francis Derham?
Yes, my lord.
Did you know Catherine Howard at Lambeth when she was 14 or 15 years old?
Yes, sir.
Did you have carnal knowledge of her?
We played some games. We pretended to be man and wife. It amused her.
Did you know her carnally? You should know, Mr. Derham, that we have spoken to some of the maids who used to sleep in the same dormitory. They say you crept into the Queen's bed for 100 nights or more.
She was not the Queen.
Let me ask again. Did you have carnal knowledge of Catherine Howard? I thought you were not altogether honest with me, Mr. Derham. I wanted to show you what we do to people who are dishonest, who don't tell the truth.
I'll tell you the truth.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I've already told you everything I know!
His hands, my loves. His hands.
What are you going to do to me? No! 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 No!
I don't believe that you didn't have carnal knowledge of the Queen after her marriage to the King.
He's down! That's the truth! Because someone else has succeeded me in her affections.
Who? Who?
Thomas Culpepper.
Thomas Culpepper. The King's groom.
Yes, sir.
How well did you know this man, Thomas Culpepper?
Quite well. I flirted with him and met him sometimes by the back stairs and gave him gifts. He called me his sweet little fool.
And did you commit adultery with him?
No, my lord, I never did. Although Lady Rochford encouraged me to do so.
Lady Rochford encouraged you?
Yes, she did. And then she spread a vile rumor that we were lovers, which we never were.
You don't deny that you met with the Queen in secret on many occasions.
No, my lord.
But you deny that you ever committed adultery with her.
I do. We never passed beyond words.
You don't tell me the truth, Mr. Culpepper. You will be tortured till you do.
I'm telling you the truth. Which isn't to say I didn't want to go further. I intended and meant to do so with the Queen, and she with me.
My God. That evil intent in itself constitutes high treason.
But it was Catherine who led me on. She wanted it, not me. And her servant, Lady Rochford, she provoked it and acted as a procuress, like some madam in a brothel.
Why are they blaming me? It's not my fault. I had to stand guard when they met in the Queen's chambers or even her stool closet. I didn't want to. I didn't like doing it. Once, I even had to stop the King coming into the Queen's bedchamber because Culpepper was already there.
Do you think we had carnal knowledge of those times?
I cannot think it otherwise, considering all the things I heard and saw between them.
Go!
Do you think I shall die, my lord? Do you think I shall die?
Constable, open up.
Your Majesty asked me at the beginning of this investigation not to desist until I had got to the bottom of the pot. Majesty, I fear to say that I am already scraping the bottom. And a good companion of Your Majesty, a fellow of trust, seems certain to have betrayed Your Majesty, committing adultery with the Queen, your wife.
Who is he?
your groom, Thomas Culpeper. So far, both of them have denied the charges. Though neither of them denies the many illicit meetings they had on the back stairs and in the Queen's stool closet during Your Majesty's last progress. Lady Rochford and other maids of Her Majesty have come forward with corroborating evidence of their frequent intimacies. Finally, this letter was discovered in Mr. Culpeper's chambers. It is the Queen's handwriting. She writes, "It makes my heart die to think I cannot always be in your company. And I heard that you were sick and never longed so much for anything as to see you." And it is signed, "Yours as long as life endures, Catherine."
What has happened is your fault. Your fault. You solicited me to marry her. How misfortunate I am to have so many ill-conditioned wives. I vow that any pleasure that wicked bitch got from her wantonness will be nothing, nothing, in comparison to the pain she's gonna feel at the hand of my torturers.
I want to ask Lady Rochford some more questions.
Yes.
There's no point, Sir Thomas. Lady Rochford has gone mad.
Get you.
What of Derham and Culpeper? Have they been arraigned for treason?
They were tried together. At the last moment, Culpeper changed his plea to guilty. But both were found so. They're due to be hanged, drawn and quartered together at Tyburn.
Tell the judge to commute Culpeper's sentencing to beheading. I hate Derham more, since he spoiled the Queen for me. Now, what of Lady Rochford?
She has been found guilty of misprision and treason. But since she is insane, she cannot be executed.
You tell Richard Rich to pass a bill in Parliament making it legal to execute an insane person for treason. Do you hear?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Thomas? Oh, God. Thomas.
Milady.
No, Thomas, no. No, Thomas.
She condemned.
Yes, Your Majesty.
What of the others?
Derham and Culpeper have been executed, and the bill allowing a mad person to be executed for treason has become law.
You want to say a few words?
I ask forgiveness for my sins from His gracious Majesty, from God, and from all of you. Shall I say more?
No, milady. That's already sufficient.
Thank you.
It's time, milady.
I have come here to die. I die a queen. But I would rather die the wife of Culpeper. Life is very beautiful.